What's up guys, it's Cam from Handheld and welcome back to Design Picks. Every week I rank the 7 best designs that I come across from the web so you can steal them for your design projects. As always, if you're coming from the newsletter, you already know the winners. But if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the newsletter and you get this straight into your inbox every single week. So if you're new here, let me showcase to you some of the best mobile designers on the internet. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So in 7th place, we have Studio Sphere with an activity selector. So this design is very simple, but there were some little things that I wanted to show you guys and the reason why it made it into this week's design picks. Recently in the new watchOS 26, the fitness app actually got an upgrade. So when you're scrolling through your workouts, each workout has a whole page to itself and has that actual focus. I feel like that's taken some inspiration for this design too, which I really like. Studio Sphere went the extra mile with this one and actually wanted to add a custom experience, which goes a long way when you appreciate an application's design like I do at Handheld Design. So let's talk about the details. The small curve on the list makes such a big difference. They could have easily just put a straight list and had it go from top to bottom in a normal vertical view, but the little curve, that has that novelty that we need in mobile apps these days to make them a bit more interesting for users. Adding to that extra novelty, all the workout icons have their own colors as well. Each activity has its own experience and this adds a lot to a common scrolling component that we'll normally use in mobile applications. What I'll take away from this is just making small choices just to add that little bit extra in your mobile design. All those choices will make for an amazing experience. So that's a nice and easy one for 7th place. Thank you Studio Sphere again for that great design. In 6th place, we have Budvin with Instagram for Teens. Remember Budvin from a previous week's design picks where he did another exploration for a different concept. Like I said before in that video, if you haven't watched it, go watch it down below. I really resonated with that because that's how I started mobile design. I was just taking concepts that I wanted to see in mobile apps that I used and redesigning them and adding them into the application to see what it would look like and practice my skill set. Instagram has stories at the top of their homepage where you can look at what your friends are getting up to. But because this is for teens are in a stage of development where they want more personality, they're differentiating themselves from their other friends. This little detail from Budvin is amazing and I really do love it. So as you can see at the top, each of the stories has a different shape and a different color. That small detail that allows users to express themselves in their online profiles, I think is amazing. Those little details really go into who the user is and what they would like to do, and I think Budvin understood that so well. And then just all the other bits that just bring this whole experience together, like the sticker over teens, the sticker over for you on the actual Reels page, the different heart icons, so there's more excitement with the heart icons. They've got gradients on them too. Budvin really took the current Instagram design language and just elevated it in a way for the user that he's designing for. So that was a worthy entry for 6th place this week. Thank you Budvin for that. I really love it. In 5th place, we have a QR code manager by Paul Elite. Instantly you can tell why this is in design picks this week. Like, it's bright, it's in your face, it's different to what we would normally see from mobile applications. It's very hard to make a settings page interesting, but I think Paul Elite, I don't know how he did it or where he got the ideas from, but he really understood how to add some life to the application and bring the main brand over to such a boring section of the application that people really dismiss. The little illustrations in the top right and then the illustrations on the widget, nice skeuomorphic buttons with the colored shadow from the actual color of the button. Not many designers know to do that. It just adds that more realism and makes users actually believe in the application a lot more. And then we've got skeuomorphic toggles with the little illustration on top of them instead of just having a little circle with an indicator of a light. One of the biggest things that I really do enjoy that you probably would miss is the overlay. On the modal that Paul Elite has made, there's an overlay at the background so it blurs the background behind it. But the overlay is not just a normal black 20% overlay, it's actually a blue color tinted, and it really makes such a difference on how you feel about the application. It's just something different that I haven't seen before in mobile design that I don't think really do often, but in this case I really think it does work. So if you're designing for kids apps or education apps like a Duolingo for example, look at Paul Elite's execution and how he ties in a fun and exciting brand into these different elements, and especially how he applies it to the more boring pages on mobile applications, because that's what will make your experience cohesive in the end. So Paul Elite, thank you for sharing that. I really do love your work and you're on 5th place this week. In 4th place, we have a crypto prediction app by Maharam. If you haven't been here before, Maharam actually made the podium in the previous week's design picks, but he actually shared more screens to do at a crypto application, and there's a lot we can take from his design execution in particular, and that's why I wanted to share it in 4th place this week. If you go through the screens one by one, we can talk through them and showcase some of the best bits of each and what you can take for your mobile applications. The first one, the AI chat screen. And I can imagine when you're talking, the gradient's going to be reactive to your voice. It's just going to be a very great experience when you're using AI. And then even then with the gradient in the background, the text input has a blur behind it, but it's still legible, it's still accessible. If you go a bit deeper underneath, the little text that says, write your prediction, mention X count or date if needed, we'll handle the rest. Like on the word prediction, it has little stars and glows to just add that extra bit to make people excited to use the application. And that's what Maharam does. And that's why I love him as a mobile designer and I love seeing his work. I feel like you should take the design and just copy it one-to-one in Figma and just learn how he spaced and how he uses text, how he uses little details. Don't share it, of course, but just for yourself and how to practice and how to know what good mobile design is. In the previous design picks, we talked about the graph visualization, like in particular, but if you look at the color schemes of how he has a great dark mode that is legible and easy to read, how he uses blurs throughout the application in the input that I mentioned earlier or on the top bar, it's just very great execution. And yeah, it's something that I'll be looking at very deeply to figure out some bits that I can apply to my mobile designs when I'm doing them. That's a great intro from Harem, and you can learn a lot from that design, so thank you for sharing. And that's 4th place this week. Now we're in podium time. In 3rd place this week, we have a smart thermostat controller by Stat Studio. I feel like there's a very open market for home device applications, and we don't see many good ones. We have Apple Home and Google Home, but they're not really tailored to a complete experience because they have so many different smart home appliances that you have to design for, which I understand. You gotta work with a lot of different devices, but if you can make a nice custom home application, please do it, because I think Stat Studio is going to take that crown soon with this design here. Let's just talk about what works. The calming gradient that matches the actual temperature of the room. I imagine when it gets a lot hotter in a room that the background is going to be red, and again, just instant feedback of knowing information in a way that is easy for you to understand. And one thing that I really did enjoy is the large buttons at the bottom. When you wake up in the morning and you want to check your lights or turn your lights on from your phone, you don't want to have a bright screen in your face. Stat Studio made a particular choice by making the buttons at the bottom row like quite larger and the slider large enough to fit your thumb smoothly. Something that you can remember when your eyes are closed. Those kind of choices are great because they understand what situation the user is going to be in, and this is why this is in 3rd place this week, because not only is the visual design amazing and how information is broadcasted to the user, but the usability of it. I can imagine waking up in the morning and just clicking on the left hand side at the bottom of the screen and knowing that's going to be the button for hot. It's not all about visuals, but if you can pair visuals on top of the function, you got no competition in the game. So that's Stat Studio with 3rd place. So in 2nd place this week, we have Yaroslav with a movie discovery application. First of all, if you don't know, I love mobile design, but I also love movies as well, and that's one of my first loves. So when I see movie applications, instantly I just get real excited. First off, the way the poster blends into the card background with the blur, is it a shadow? Like, you don't really know, but it just blurs into the background card. Like, I just love that detail so much, and I think I know how Yaroslav did it, which will be using the card image and then blurring it and then copying it and blurring it behind it, so then it blurs into the card background as well. I think that's how he did it, but I can ask and I can get the answer to you guys. And if you want to know the answer, subscribe to the newsletter below and you'll get that answer there first. It's such a subtle design feature that just adds that little bit more of life to the mobile application instead of just having just a flat background with no blurs or no shadows. And yeah, I think Yaroslav really hit it out of the park with this one. One of the things that I wanted to showcase to you guys specifically is the what's trending now section. As you can see in the trending now, like, it's super simple, has the movie posters, and you can see like a horizontal list that you can scroll through to see what's actually trending in the movie space at the moment. But if you do notice, there's rings around each movie poster, and we know what we know from Instagram stories. If that's taken that same mechanism and put it into a movie application, and when you click on the movie poster, you can see the trailer of the film, that would be such an amazing feature. And I'm sure that's what Yaroslav did, and that's why it's in 2nd place this week, because I feel like that's such a nice way of taking a experience, a component from a different application that has nothing to do with movies and applying it to something else. That's how we create unique experiences, is by taking things from different places, getting inspiration. Exactly what I want you guys to do with Handheld as well. Take inspiration from different applications that I'm showing and find out how you can apply it to what you're designing as well. All the rest of the things, like the off-gray background as well, with the white buttons with that James M-esque shadows, and that just gives that little bit of depth. Like, just overall well put together, and something that I think you guys can get some real big inspiration from in your mobile application as well, outside of movies. Just think about how you can take experiences from somewhere else and apply it to what you're designing, and give users that new intuitive feeling of what they can have in mobile design. It's a lot easier to design the same things in this small space, but if we can figure out ways that we can make things a little bit more interesting to use, then please do it, because that's something that Handheld will always champion designers for, trying new things and showcasing a new way of experience for people. That's 2nd place from Yaroslav. If you have a test flight, if you have an app link that I can download, please send it my way, because I'm looking for a movie discovery app and I feel like this one would be the perfect one. So thank you for sharing that design with us. So this week in Handheld Design Picks 23, in 1st place we have Studio Sphere with a finance credit score visualizer. And like I said in last week's design picks, if you haven't seen it, got that in the description. But Studio Sphere, you can't mention mobile design without Studio Sphere. I've got a great example. This week there had to be number 1, and I'll show you why in a second. As you probably already know, if you've watched the previous videos, I love data visualization, and I feel like it's a big thing that designers should probably focus on. In the rise of AI agents, being able to show that data in a way that's easy to understand is such a prime opportunity to be one of the best at it. And we've got such an innovative approach from Sphere this week, and I want to show you guys. You can probably see it. Like, I don't know where they got the idea from, but it's so innovative. This concept is just something I haven't seen before, but it's something that I really enjoy too. It looks like when a therapist gives you those different visuals and tells you what do you see. It looks like an eye test. It looks like a mood chart. I don't know what I'm looking at this point, but the way that they apply it to a credit score and showcasing your financial health, it's amazing. So let me talk you through what we have. We have 4 different numbers in like a circular chart. We have spending, debts, savings, and investments. And as you can see, they've taken the fitness ring kind of concept that is showcasing like a complete circle, and they've applied it to finance, but then also took an idea from somewhere else about data visualization, put it into this as well at the same time. There's so many different concepts that are put into one, but they don't overpower each other. Like, they really complement each other in the best way. And I always say, I feel like fitness rings are some of the best pieces of data visualization that we do have, because it's such an easy way to show your completion towards a goal. Adding these 4 numbers, because we know credit scores are a bit fugazi, but this actually showcases your whole credit health, and I really do like it. Also, if we dive a bit more into it, the color psychology as well. So for example, savings, which is green, which showcases that it's good. Blue, which is spending, which is a bit neutral. Like, we know we're going to spend money, but it's not bad. We have red as well, which is debts, and we know we don't want those. Everyone knows how color works in mobile applications. It really adds to the experience, and it just guides your eye to whatever you're looking for. Like, I genuinely haven't seen anything like this for data visualization, let alone in the financial world, because the financial sector is a lot more serious and you can't really experiment in that world a lot more. But yeah, the big takeaway here is just experiment. Just take experiences from other places and figure out how you can mold it to suit what you need. And I feel like that's been the theme of this week's design picks, which I really do like. So with that being said, that's design picks 23. Thank you for being here. Congrats to Studio Sphere, congrats to Yaroslav, congrats to Stat Studio, and all the other featured designers in this week's design picks. I hope you all found some value and some inspiration for what you can take for your mobile applications. Please let me know what you stole in the comments, because I'm really interested in what you guys valued and what you guys found that you can apply to your mobile design projects. As you probably already know, I'll be here every single week breaking down the best mobile applications that I can find on the internet. If that's something that you would enjoy, subscribe to the weekly breakdowns in the newsletter below. Follow Handheld on X to see daily inspiration on your Twitter feed directly, or subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to get these videos straight when they get uploaded. If you want to feature your own design work, subscribe to the newsletter, and there should be a link where you can submit your design work, your portfolio, your app. Just give me anything I can share to the community of mobile designers, and let's help each other. I hope you enjoyed this week's design picks. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.